Ray, who is going to share his testimonial. And so I thank you for Kimberly for introducing the Dr. Ray, and I'm going to give you the mic and you can share your story.
Good evening, everyone. My last name is Charles. My mom was a fan of Ray Charles, so I've heard all the Ray Charles jokes there is, but I'll try to make it very brief. So I was born in a small island called Trinidad. I came to the U.S. when I was 17. There's a common thread of 17 in the story. I'll try to limit it to about 3 to 4 minutes. And so at 17, I came to study engineering at Howard University. I did my bachelor's and master's in chemical engineering. And later on, I got my PhD in biblical counseling. And so my dad passed away, and I'm sitting there in my seat, and all that can go through my mind right now is, man, I wish I knew about this business when Dad fell. My dad fell off the bed, fractured his hip. He was doing really good with physical therapy and blood clot. He was gone. But I was just thinking in my seat, what if I had these patches? And I'm not going to dwell on that, but the power, I just want to share, there's so much power in what we have with these patches. So just fast forward, Dad passed away 6 years ago, and I'm leaving back to the U.S., and I said, Mom, I want to have a keepsake, something that I can remember Dad by. She gave me one of his soccer shirts. Dad played soccer. He coached soccer for 50 years, but he retired at 25, and she gave me his last jersey that he played in. I put it in my travel bag. When I got home, I opened it up, and guess what? His number is 17. Why am I sharing this 17 with you? Well, 17 years ago, I had arthroscopic surgery. Surgery went very well. Physical therapy was bad. And so I've had chronic pain for 17 years. It will just spike up before you know it. And so I'm heading to Trinidad I'm getting teary-eyed. I'm heading to Trinidad this past December. And I spoke to Dr. Elizabeth. She's in the business. I didn't know anything about the business. I said, my mom has major pain in her knees and it's swollen. I didn't know the extent of the swelling. And she said, I know exactly what I'm going to give you. This is my gift to you and your mom. Here is X39. Here is IceWave. Here's AI for information. When I got to my parents' house, my mom's knee was like 6 inches in diameter. It was that big. When I left, it was about 4 inches, 3.5, 4 inches. Got back in the U.S. and still had my chronic pain. Wasn't really thinking much about the business. I was just happy for my mom. And I'm an executive coach by trade, so I'm coaching someone, and the person said, Ray, I apologize, I cannot move. I had a herniated disc in my spinal cord. I said, I know exactly who to call. Just give you a minute. So I called Dr. Elizabeth, and I said, I have a referral for you. And she said, why are you referring me? Why don't you start your business? And so she gave me some samples. That was January 4th. From January 4th to this day, I have not had any pain in my knees. And it's been 17 years I've been in chronic pain. So the last thing I'm going to share, you talked about the ice. So I'm shoveling some snow at my house, and because we have Amazon Prime, Amazon comes every day. I said, let me just clean the steps so that there's no liability. And the steps is clean, and I'm walking back, to take the shovel to where it's supposed to be, and I slipped. I went 3 to 4 feet in the air horizontally. I was literally like here, and I fell on my wrist and my hip. And I was in shock because I think this is going to be bad. And I was in even better shock because there was no pain in my hip or my wrist because I was already patched. So this stuff just works. It just works. I am now an evangelist for Lifeway for the rest of my life.
Awesome. So, what are we talking about here? We are talking about